where you could enter, and basically if you won said raffle, you would be able to write random jokes for us, and we would have to say them. The one entry in that competition was the wonderful Sydney Lennon. Why don't you stand up? Not because Vladimir. It's a great joke. Throughout tonight, we're all going to have to pepper in jokes written by Sydney into our set. So it's going to be a fun little guessing game with you all of what was written by Sydney. And I just felt the text for my joke that I have to say, and I'm very scared. Okay, well, guys, this is crazy. Like, you've paid attention to me for a full 30 seconds, and I haven't even shown you my tits. Or am I? I'm sorry if that sounds a little bit presumptuous. Let me start over. My name's Molly, and, since I went back to my hometown for winter break, I've kind of gone to the point where I'm what's known in the psychological community as batshit insane. Like, something about not being able to leave your house without running into someone in your small hometown in Maine who was there when you casually dissociated for 3 consecutive years just really puts you on edge. It really does something to you. This one time, I left the house, and I ran into this girl I went to high school with called Shutney. And it was interesting because Shutney is the kind of person that makes it so that settling down in my hometown is one of my worst fears. Because I know full well that she would be head of the PTA, and she'd always nag me about the scones. The scones that you said you were going to bring to the bake sale, because it's really important that we raise money for our 7-year-old's prom. Did you bring them, Molly? Did you bake them, you stupid slut? Yeah. Did you bring the scones? Did you bring the nut-free, egg-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, flour-free, and pot-free scones? Did you bring the rocks? The rocks I am making you make? Yeah, should be one of those. So, in this instant, when I ran into her, all of a sudden, she was staring daggers at me, and I could just feel that pent-up rage and girl boss pink branded feminism flying across me from the room, and I didn't really know why, which is a great feeling. And then I remembered our prom. Shutney had been really into prom because it was a really good place to show off her obscene wealth. She went all out. She had a Facebook group where we could all claim our dresses because God forbid we both have 2 people show up in the same one. And she had her own promposal planned out. And then she also sacrificed chicken to Cthulhu to make sure the night went well. She was And I, on the other hand, was trying to act like I was above it all. Because in high school, I don't know if you can tell from the fact that I go to Sarah Lawrence, but I wasn't exactly the kind of girl that guys would ask out on dates or call their girlfriend or be seen in public with, so much as I was the one that they would try to convince to go to secondary secluded locations in the woods in the hopes that we could have sex without anyone knowing. Maybe I went, maybe I didn't, it's not important. But the point is that I didn't really like my odds of getting a date. But then, the strangest thing happened. 2 of my guy friends got into a fight over who was going to take me to prom, and then decided that their friendship was more important. Which is a mixed signal, right? I have 30 seconds to do a complete 180 from, oh my God, guys, please, stop it, don't hit him, oh my God, please, don't stop, to being what the fuck? You settled this fucking amicably? That's not what Twilight said would happen. You're doing it wrong. So this is my long-winded way of saying that I took a friend to prom. Thank you for having that reaction, because sometimes I'll say that joke and someone will be like, woo! And I'm like, not wow! So, I decided on my buddy Dave, who Dave, besides saying that he's the kind of person who just walks into a room and you immediately know that he's never had a plan to end it all. I don't know what it's called. I think it's like confidence or something. But like, he had graduated the year before and he had missed his own prom because of COVID. So I asked him to go, and I decided that if I was going to do prom, because I already had my dress picked out on Chinese Facebook group, because I'm a sheeple, I was going to do prom right. So this, folks, was my prom proposal. Hey, asshole. My school is having this prom shindig. As it turns out, it is cheaper to buy a ticket and bring an actual human person than it is to get that cardboard cutout of Kit Harington that I am buying. So, would you like to come and keep me from getting into catfights? I promise, if it sucks, we can go to Target in our free time and just raid the place in our formal attire. Also, female dogs are aptly named bitches. I mean, sometimes you gotta tell a bitch to do something or else they'll stick your finger up their ass.
Thank you, Sydney.
I'll give you guys one guess as to who wrote that last. Anyways, for some reason, he said yes. So, we waltzed into prom, cosplaying as adults, and it got pretty awkward pretty quickly because Dave didn't know anyone. So he looks at me, he's like, Molly, this is awkward, I don't know anyone, what are we gonna do? And I'm like, okay, hear me out. What if you did know everyone? And that, folks, is when the night went from mediocre to great with the addition of gaslighting. So, we walked back into prom, and I would point out a guy, and I would just send Dave in his direction. I would give him some basic information. The next thing you know, Dave would walk up and be like, Yo, Bennett! It's Dave from sophomore geometry! How's it hanging? And this would yield a couple different reactions. Either they would like play along and try to be nice and pretend like they knew him, or they would like just be really confused, or, best of all, some people would believe him. And I want to make one thing very clear, because this wasn't a mean-spirited prank, because I was only doing this to two different kinds of guys. The first was guys that I was friends with, who I knew would find the whole situation funny. Now, the second were guys who tried to do things to me in the woods. So naturally, as the evening went on, and people were kind of catching on to us, Dave went rogue. I turned around for like 1 second to grab some punch, and then I looked back, and Dave was walking up with this guy called Travis. And Travis was there with Chutney. Remember her? So, I saw this whole moment in slow motion. Dave walks up to Travis, and then Travis lights up. And at this point, I walk over. And then Chutney stares at me, and she's been on to us from the beginning. And Travis goes, Molly, small world, isn't it? I know you did. We used to go to soccer camp together. He's the greatest. And Chutney shoots me this look that effectively goes, Molly, you stupid crackler. So naturally, I shot the same look back, and I go, he doesn't even know him. And Chutney looks, and she goes, Babe, you don't know him. At that point, Travis crafted his own reality. He looks at Chutney and goes, What do you mean? That's my buddy Dave. We went to soccer camp together. This guy poured Gatorade all over me. I fucking love this guy. That's when Dave and I decided to call it a night. Because at that point, that was Travis's truth. And it felt wrong to take that away from him. So flash forward a full year later. I'm in a coffee shop at 9 a.m. with my dad. dad because I'm cool. And there's Chutney. And all of a sudden, I hear the bathroom door swing open behind me, followed by, Molly! Where the hell you been? And it was Travis. So my dad goes, oh, you know this guy too? And I'm like, yeah. And Travis looks at me and goes, oh yeah, sure, Molly brought my buddy Dave to prom. We played soccer together. He's the best. A full year later. And at that point, my dad's like, oh, really? Dave? I freaking love that kid. Alrighty, that's all I got for you folks. Go there and next up, all the way from Louisiana, and about 2 years ago, here comes Ruben.
How are y'all doing? We good? Good start? It's been a big year. Big year. Big year. Big year? Big year? So far?
It's March.
Biden pulled up. Honestly, the most fun part about Biden pulled up to me is remember when we were all in line, right? And there was that one protester outside the line who had that big sign, and she was yelling at us. She was like, "Support senior citizens! None of you are supporting your senior citizens!" And I was in line like, we do support senior citizens. We're in line to see Biden. Thank God Biden didn't try any of our food. I think that would have been it. I think we would have our first female president. Also, thank God Biden didn't come on a Monday. You know, he came on a Sunday. He didn't come on a school day because, you know, he didn't see all the sword fighting out in the lawn. He didn't see the crazy shit that we do here. Because if he would have seen any of that, he'd have been like, I'm not paying for y'all's debt. Y'all paying for that shit. It was cool though. I like seeing Biden. I like seeing so many Democrats all in one place. You know, so many liberal people. Because you know, you gotta understand, I'm from the South. I'm from the deep South. I'm from the All Lives Matter South. Is anyone else here from the South? Me! Me! Where are you from? You told me though, I forget.
Georgia.
Georgia? That's the cool South. That's the part of the South that everyone wants to be. What about you? Where are you from?
Georgia. Oh, me?
Oh.
Georgia. Both of us are from Georgia.
Oh my God, same!
No wonder Georgia turned blue. We got 3 y'all coming up here. But y'all get it though. Y'all get it. Y'all get that being from the South, it can be conflicted. You know, because you don't miss all the politics, all the conservatism, but you know, you probably miss your food being seasoned. I can't go on Tinder down south anymore. Because too many of the girls I'm attracted to, I swiped 2 photos into her profile, and she's posing next to a Trump flag, all sexy, like it's a stripper pole. Y'all ever had a Tinder date ask you to take her hunting? Who was it? Did you take someone hunting, or did you go hunting with someone?
It's mostly just seeing guys with dead animals on their profiles, honestly.
Some hanky-panky in the duck blind. Yeah. But, you know, first of all, what would a hunting date even look like? You know, because the thing, I feel weird. The girl asked me to take her hunting. How's this date gonna look? She pulls up in her dad's giant pickup, I pull up in my Honda hybrid. I don't have a gun, she would have to provide the gun. First of all, also the concept, does an animal need to die in order for us to have sex? Do you want to go hunting? We could share the gun. That could be kind of romantic. I don't know. Also, you know, like for a girl to ask you to take her hunting, what kind of primal caveman shit is that, you know? First, you must hunt for me and prove that you can provide. Then we will cook and eat our prey over a fire. It's conflicting. Big year. You know, it could always be worse, you know, because at least I'm not from Arkansas. You know, one of the Southern people just went like, yeah. Because, you know, y'all Southern people get it. Y'all get that, you know, Arkansas is like the South. Like, all the stereotypes, just yell out some stereotypes about the South y'all have in your mind. Just yell them out. Yell them out! Racist?
People are hunting days.
Yeah, there you go. I was really hoping someone would shout out incest, just so that someone walking by out in the back would just be walking by this and just hear someone yell, INCEST! Yeah. No, but you know, that all the shit that y'all talk about the South talks that same shit about Arkansas. Oh, incest? No, that's not us. That's Arkansas. Yeah. And I told this joke one time at an open mic, and there was a man who turned out to be from Arkansas at the open mic, and stood up, real mad. He had his "Don't Tread on Me" hat on, you know, he was from Arkansas, and yelled at me. He was like, "Hey, motherfucker! Some parts of the Arkansas wilderness are absolutely beautiful!" And I was like, all right, so the parts of Arkansas that don't have any of its people in it are the parts that you want to go to. Yeah. I'm worried. Yeah. It's been a big year. But I'm worried. You know why? There's some shit going on in Louisiana I'm worried about because, you know, Louisiana just started requiring IDs to look at porn. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Because, you know, I get why they made the law. I get why you don't want your minors to look at porn. I understand that. But, you know, it's Louisiana. Like, I feel like there could have been a little more outrage. Like, there could have been a little more of an argument over it. I don't know, because, like these are Louisiana, these are the same people who are like, the government isn't going to take any of my guns, it's not going to take any of my money, but yeah, the government can look at what kind of porn I watch. It's mostly step family stuff. I don't know, like, I just feel like, where are my people at? You know? Some of y'all motherfuckers stormed the Capitol. This is where y'all decide to calm down? I get it, though. I get it. It's conflicting. Because, you know, no one wants to be the guy who saved porn. For minors. No one wants to be the reason that underage people can look at porn, you know? No one wants to be the name on the placard outside of Pornhub's offices. Dedicated watcher and fan. Yeah. So I got diagnosed with depression. No, it's okay. It's okay. Big year. Big year. I'm kind of hyped about it, to be honest, because, you know, I'm a comedian. It feels like a rite of passage. It feels like getting your driver's license. I don't know. And, you know, this is going to sound weird. This is going to sound really weird, but getting diagnosed with depression is actually a good thing. Woo! Who said whoa? And she's from the South. Yeah, but getting diagnosed with depression is actually a good thing because, you know, imagine all your life you've been walking, right? You've been walking all your life. And as you keep walking, it gets harder and harder to walk. And, you know, each step takes a little more and more discomfort. And you look around, and everyone around you is walking perfectly normally. And you start wondering, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, why am I having such a hard time walking? And then you talk to your therapist finally, and your therapist is like, she has it all figured out. She's like, oh yeah, you've had a butt plug up your ass. It's been there since your childhood. It's probably caused by trauma. You just gotta take some meds and just get that thing out of there. I'm just gonna sit on that a little bit.
Bet you did.
Someone got the joke! The one person who got the joke deserves a round of applause. Yeah. You know, I've been scared though, because I haven't taken any meds yet because, you know, I've heard it can fuck around with your sex drive. And most of my life, I've made the decision that I'd rather be sad and horny than happy and flaccid. You know, that's probably why, my theory is that's why Kanye hasn't taken his meds. I'm not gonna ever condone anything he's said or done recently. But I would still rather be Kanye than myself. No, because think about it, like, imagine having that freedom, imagine having that impunity, imagine being able to say that Hitler wasn't that bad, and then go home and still be a millionaire, or a billionaire. Oh, this is doing great. Yeah, take a risk, Ruben, it'll be great.
Wrong crowd.
You don't say.
I didn't write that one.
Yeah.
I didn't write that one. You can even go that far.
Now you say you didn't write it. Yeah. No, but like my point is like, you know, I've made like $20 doing this ever. In 5 years of doing this, and you know, if I make one slip up here, it's over. It's over. And I don't think that's very fair to me because, you know, I made $20. How much damage was I doing really anyway? All right, that was fun. Lost y'all on the Kanye bit a little bit. You know, work on it. Yeah. No, this is fun, y'all. See ya. I did ask you what it was. Before.
I know, but you asked too early. I'm not gonna send it to you before.
Hang on. You guys know what it feels like to shit out an ice cube? Well, me neither. It would probably be cold and painful. Yeah.
Throughout the evening. Okay, so next up is Check's Notes. Daria Coach's Spy, not to be confused with Daria Tolkien Joker.
How was Christmas? Anyway, I'll tell you anyway, whatever. I've been good. I went to Starbucks today, and the dude working there told me I look like Misa from Death Note. Like, call me like old-fashioned, but whatever happened to like, hi, how are you? Call me a prude or whatever, but you know, like he gave me a cake pop for free, but I can't even eat it. I'm vegan. Whatever. And how else have I been? I accidentally dyed my hair blue, so now I feel like a white liberal. And like, I'm sure you guys would actually know better than anyone else that that's not a great way to feel. Get it? Cause you're all white. Yeah, free button. Okay, I'll leave. Are we done? What else is new? I'm in a writing class, and shout out to my writing professor. Fun fact, he's actually the dude that plays drums for the band Semisonic. And I don't know if that means anything to you. It doesn't mean anything to me because I'm not. Hello? Don't interrupt me. No, it's true. No, like you can like search it up. It's real. Yeah. It kind of hurts my feelings. That you even believe me, but anyway. I don't know if that like him being from the band means anything to you because it doesn't mean anything to me because I'm like not like white and I'm not old and I'm also literally from Kazakhstan. But yeah, they're the band that they did the closing time song. I don't really know anything about that. What? I don't really know anything about I don't know that song or anything about that either because, like, surprise, surprise, washed up 90s bands from Minnesota aren't really a huge topic of conversation in the post-Soviet world. I'm like as surprised as the next guy, honestly. One sec. Anyway, I had my conference with him, and he said something mildly racist to me, and I was upset about it for like a sec, and then I was like, hold the phone. This could be like my claim to fame. Maybe I could like go to like TMZ or like Press Home or someone, and I could be like, you'll never believe what the closing time dude said to me. You'll never believe it. Maybe I could go and like make like a TikTok about it, right? And I could use it to like jumpstart like my TikTok career. But would anybody like care? Like I don't know. Like does the general public even like hear about lame, irrelevant 90s bands? Yeah, your band is lame. I said it. Yeah, whatever. Fuck your band, and the song isn't even that good, and you're racist. Yes. White liberal gets owned. But you guys can't like go and like tell them I said all this because like we're on like a fist bump outside a class basis, and I don't really want to like give that up. Yeah. Anyway. So my professor is the Semisonic dude, and I think that like technically makes me like a nepo baby, right? I think it counts. I think it like kind of counts. And I guess if that doesn't, I can always like rely on like the whole like my ex-boyfriend's dad was roommates with RuPaul back in the day. Do you guys think I like fumbled the bag on there? Like I could have had like RuPaul as like an in-law. Like RuPaul could have like gone to Kazakhstan like to like meet my mommy. But then I feel like then I have to like explain to my mom like what drag is, and I feel like explaining like drag to an old Like, that's how bad it is. Go figure. Anyway, I feel like I owe everyone an apology for the Nepo baby stuff. No offense to any of the Nepo babies in the crowd, which is probably most of you. Go Griffins. I love this school. I'm sorry for appropriating your very real struggles. Your culture is not my stand-up set. I won't do it again. I'm really sorry. Are you mad? Are you mad at me? Okay. Moving on. Okay, I don't know if anyone like remembers this. Like, I don't know if anyone like cares enough to remember, because you don't care about me. We already established that. Whatever. But last time I did this, I talked a lot about how much I hate dogs, and I do. I fucking hate dogs. Cry me a river. Sue me. Whatever, dude. Okay. that changed nothing. But you know, I took some time to like meditate on that and like kind of sit with it for a bit. I'm in therapy now. I actually had like an aha moment somewhere there. And I'm actually just jealous. I think that's what it is actually. I think I'm just like jealous of dogs. Cause you know, I just think that like if I brought a newspaper in like with my mouth on the golf course, I just like wouldn't really get like the same amount of praise. And you know what? That's like unfair. I think it's like kind of unfair. I just think I like deserve someone to be like proud of me, you know? Like is that too much to ask? And like, God knows no one's fucking rubbing my fucking belly when I lay down next to them on the couch. What the fuck is that about? God. Why does Spot and Fluffy and whatever the fuck get that and I don't? Like, it's like really unfair. And you know what? Sorry, talking about this just gets me like really red, bro. And you know what? I think it's fair to say that I can shake and I can fetch and I can roll and I can speak and whatever the fuck. Probably much better than Spot and Fluffy and whatever can. Yeah, I think I can like totally do it much better than them. Whatever. So sorry, oh my god. Like, sleep with a moment. Okay. I'm like spread. Anyway, this has been fun. I looked at like the notes from the last time I did stand-up, just to like get like ideas and stuff. And I found this like note on my phone, and it said like ideas for stand-up bits. And the only thing that it said on it was Jade Egg Tug of War. Okay, we could work something out there. That could be something, I guess. I don't know what that looks like. But, I don't know. I think it's one better than Jade Egg Tug of War, but, you know, you be the judge of that. Thank you so much. Oh my god. I know I'm supposed to say the joke, but I didn't bring my phone on stage because I'm not a screenager.
I am a screenager.
This is a joke, everyone. It's Women's History Month, so you can't lie to women anymore, sigh. It's Women's History Month, so you can't lie to women anymore. I guess I have to stop telling my mother that I love her, Daria. Oh.
a dog. That takes guts, and I respect that.
The Charles Suburban thing looks like a joke.
I know. Well, it's fun. One time, you gotta be a crowd. Like one time, I was in Brooklyn, and I had an audience of 2 men, and I only had material about how much men suck. It was a great night. All right, speaking of men, up next is one of our token men, Henrik Nielsen!
Hello, it's me, the token man. I apologize. I was a camp counselor over the summer, and I know, it's March now, and it was summer like way back when, but it's been a big year, so I'm only just getting into it now. So I was just a camp counselor, and when you're becoming a camp counselor, there's a lot of online videos and forums you gotta do to, make sure that you're not a creep when you're working with the children, which is good, it's good. Creeps are not with the children. One thing they do not warn you about, though, when you are doing these forums, is that the kids will try their damn hardest to make you look like a pedophile. And I guess it's because children do not have senses of boundaries yet, right? Like the adults that spend the most amount of time with in their lives, they have, the adults have seen them naked, and any child has probably gotten to first base with at least one adult in their life. So there's not really a sense of your body, my body. It's all our body. Comrade Henrik, I am going to touch your penis. No, Lucia, that is not appropriate. No, comrade! Penis, comrade! Penis, comrade! Yeah. So I had a kid, for example, he stuck his head up my shirt, which was already weird. I did not like that. And then when his mom came to pick him up, he went, Mommy, today I saw Henrik naked! And my boss had to talk to me about that. Like, Henrik, you gotta establish firmer boundaries with the kids. I'm like, do you think I don't know that? He violated me! I am the victim here, that kiwi molester! The worst offender was this little girl named Rosalie. Rosalie was something special, not in that way. Rosalie was the kind of girl who we had to eat inside during lunch because of her, because when Rosalie ate outside, she would eat dirt. Rosalie was special. Anyway, so one day, I am trying to get Brady to stop bashing his brother's face in with his Minecraft pickaxe, and Rosalie walks up to me and goes, I peed my pants. And so I had to let Brady continue beating the shit out of his brother. And I looked at Rosalie, and she's wearing white tights, and it's obvious that nothing's going on there. So I'm like, are you sure? And she goes, yeah. And I can't exactly check. So the pat down's a no-go. So I was like, okay, do you have an extra pair of pants? And she's like, yeah. And she gets some black jeans from a bag, and we walk to the bathroom, and I'm hanging out in the bathroom, and I'm worried because I'm worried that by the time I get back, Brady's brother's gonna have a canyon for her face. And so I call in, hey, Rosalie, how's it going in there? And she goes, these pants are too tight. And I go, Rosalie, I don't know what to do about that. And she goes, I don't know what to do about that either! And storms out, and she's fully Donald Ducking it in the middle of the hallway. There's not a shred of inorganic material below her waistline. Just enjoying the breeze above her knees. And I go, no, Rosalie, go back inside. And just put your little pants. And she goes, they're too tight. And I go, I don't care. Nailed it. I nailed the situation. Sorry. I don't know. I've got some good vibes going after movement, but I don't know how long it is. So let's switch topics. I have a kid named Tucker. Tucker was fun. Anytime you try to have a serious conversation with Tucker, he would screech at you like a raptor. So he'd be like, Tucker, don't go nocturne. Yeah, Tucker was tricky. Tucker was a tricky little boy. And I had a camper named Anna. And every time, because I like to do the name thing, so every time I saw Anna, go Anna, Bofana, Banana, Bofana, Feed, Five, Banana, and the name game. Some of you might be ahead of me. And all of the kids wanted in on that action. So there was, Jasper Bobasper, Lucas Bobuka, Zoe Bob, all of the banana Thanathos. And Tucker from like way up in his tree, because he's in the tree, he yells down, "Do me! Do me!" And I, running on the high of child admiration, so I'm like, all right, Tucker Bobuka, banana Thanathos, actually. You know what, Tucker? I think we're done with the name game for now. And he goes, why? And I go, well, I think it's just time for it to, no! Say fucker! Say fucker! Fucker! So it's like, oh, all right, that's the game here. You're trying to fuck me over. Sorry, again. Let's see what Sydney has to say. Sydney goes, okay, here we go. This will rescue me. Second alone. Anyone here own a vagina? I'm a token man, so no. Anyone here own a vagina? Here's a friendly tip.
Oh no.
Garlic doesn't help with the pain. That's all I'll say. I don't know what the first one was in there, but God doesn't have the pedophile thing, so I'm happy. All right, Molly, save me.
Kids are fun. They're great. They're great. I really love how everyone else is telling their joke from Sydney at the end of their set. Meanwhile, I was like, I'll just pepper it, and I'm just like on the floor like, Dave, do you know that some dogs like to take it up the ass? Alrighty. Okay, next up we have the wonderful, incredible Sydney. You okay?
I'm okay.
I walked into that one. All right, next up we have the one, the only, Melanie Valenza. Here you go.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta be careful. This thing is a death trap.
no, it's I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't have a set planned out, so this is just me spinning some stuff out. So recently I found my birth family online, and yeah, sure, you guys can cheer. I don't know if it's time to cheer, but we can cheer. Anyways, I was researching the prison industrial complex online for my schoolwork, and then it occurred to me that my birth dad had been in and out of prison, so I looked him up on the California prison records, and I found him, and then I found the rest of them. So, needless to say, I canceled my conference project meeting for that day. I said, I think I found my birth family. I'm not gonna go today. And my teacher still hasn't responded to that. So I don't know if that was okay. Womp womp. I have a problem with saying womp womp. I say it a lot. Anytime somebody says something that I don't like, I just go womp womp. I did it to my birth family when I talked to them. They didn't appreciate that. They were like, yeah, we were homeless. I was like, womp. What am I supposed to say to that? Yeah, I think it's kind of fun though, because I called my mom and I didn't trust my research, so I was like, hey, I think that you're my mom. I think that I'm your daughter, but like we don't have to call each other that. And she was like, oh, which one are you? And I said, oh, my name's Melody. And she said, oh, you're my sixth one. And I was like, oh, okay, I see, queen of popping pussy. I'm like, so like, were you guys able to afford hotel rooms every once in a while, or did you guys just fuck in the street? Okay, that's all I got, actually.
Great job, Melody. That's been just like so fascinating to follow because there's so many different like twists and turns there. That phone call did happen. Yeah. Next up, perfectly smooth segue, you guys. We're gonna have Skylar. I love how I tried to make her name an acapella thing. That's fun.
You also didn't say my last name.
I know.
I'm like Zendaya.
Okay.
A guy recently told me that I have porn star tits. Kind of wish he had just said, I love you too. I'll take your compliment. How do you even respond to a compliment like that? And your dick has a face for radio. You know what I just realized? I just realized I've never watched a porn like until the end. I've never been watching a porno and I'm like, how does this end? What was the director's intent? Like I'm gonna get to the end of the porno and there's gonna be some big M. Night Shyamalan twist. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, that guy was dead the whole time. I think I recently figured out where I am on the attractiveness scale. And it's that I'm not hot enough to like model, but I'm also not ugly enough to wear a neck pillow through the airport. I'm like right in the middle. I feel like I'm like right in the middle because some people will like tell me I look like a celebrity, but it's never one of the main ones. It's like someone that's like kind of famous. I've been told by a lot of my close friends that I look like Anne Frank. I think I react to being told I look like Anne Frank the same way hot women react to being told they look like Margot Robbie. I'm like, stop. Oh my god, stop. No, it's you. All you. I mean, a little, maybe. I hate when guys ask me to pick the restaurant on the first date, because that means I have to admit to the men that I go out with that I eat. It's like, what else you want to know? My fucking social security number? Pervert? I don't know. Dating is hard. I'm getting out there, and by getting out there, I mean if a guy flirts with me, I will giggle until he gets uncomfortable and leaves. So yeah, my life is basically Sex in the City. I think I want to start dating like old men. I think that's like the next step for me, like really, really old men. My dream man is like 5'7", above 5'7", has a good sense of humor, was born before the polio vaccine was invented. And I really only care about the last thing. It's just like, I wish I could say to men, like, if you've never been in an iron lung, get out of my DMs. It's not gonna happen for you. I feel like there's so many pros to dating old men. Most of them have a house. Sure, it probably cost $7 when they bought it, but it's still a house. I go out with guys my age, and I like go to their apartment. They have 12 roommates. They're all named Xander. And instead of a bed, they have a mattress on the floor, and instead of a bedside table, it's just a copy of Infinite Jest that they've never read. Old men don't play games, besides shuffleboard. They don't play games with dating. An old man doesn't have 5 days to wait to text you back. He doesn't have time, period. He's dying. I also just love the way old men flirt. Have you ever seen an old man flirt? It's so cute. They use like pre-moon landing references. It's adorable. I saw an old man hit on a woman, and he walked up to her, and this was his pickup line. He walked up to her and he went, "You ever heard of Mort Saul?" And I saw that and I was like, when is it my turn? When is a man going to try to pick me up by referencing a dead comedian from the 50s? It's just not fair. It's like, when is a man gonna have the courage to come up with a pickup line that's as good as, "You ever heard of Canadian comedian Mort Saul? His jokes about Bobby Kennedy changed the face of modern American political satire." I mean, I hear that and I would drop my panties. If one of you said that to me right now, I would kiss you on the mouth. I'm not even kidding. I would do that to you. But I'm not. Did I get my Sydney joke? Oh, I'm a Jew.
Yeah.
Woo! That wasn't my joke! I'm not there yet. Don't look at me like that. Oh, so you don't like Jews? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for existing. Yeah, my family's Ukrainian Jewish, and it's people like to ask a lot of questions. Like, I recently had someone ask me, like, "You're Jewish, do you believe in God?" Mazel tov. They were like, "You're Jewish, do you believe in God?" And I was like, "I don't know." They were like, why do you know? And I was like, I don't know if I believe in God because of the Holocaust. They were like, "If you don't believe in God, who got the Jews out of the Holocaust?" And I was like, "I'll believe in God when he gets me out of this conversation." Okay, I'll do this silly joke. Okay. I did not write this. You ever just gnaw on a tampon?
Go on.
I feel like she's growing in power.
This is because she was part of
She's growing too strong.
Sydney, we good? We good? All right, give it up for Skylar Brown. Okay, I want to give Sydney a second, but we do not have time. So, next up is Ira. What's your last name again? Lynette. I'm professional.
So, do you like my Peter Pan collar?
Yeah.
Thanks, it goes with my Peter Pan complex. So, I turned 20 recently, a few days ago. That is not the correct response. I am having trouble letting go of my identity as a teenager, which is weird because as a teenager, I prefer the term aging child. I was the Dame Judi Dench of childhood. A few days before I turned 20, my theater class did this interactive thing where we essentially LARPed a kindergarten class. We were halfway through playing Down by the Banks of the Hanky Panky, where the bullfrogs jump from bank to banky, when a tour came in. But I had no shame. I said, let them know what Sarah Lawrence really is. The place to justify acting immature by over-intellectualizing it. After all that cyber was done, I think that a lot of this tendency comes from growing up autistic. A friend of mine who's also on the spectrum told me that since autistic people have such a reduced average lifespan, we could both claim that we're going through a midlife crisis. I've been thinking a lot about my early childhood, and I'm realizing that I was a little bitch. Like, I struggled with eye contact as a kid, so my mom would ask me to strike up conversations with other kids on the playground and report back to her on their eye color. So I'd go up to some kids, stand like 8 feet away, and be like, "Hey, what's your eye color? My mommy needs And they'd be like, Hazel? Hey, Ma! Hazel! It's Hazel! I've come up with an entire theory as to why I'm afraid to grow up. I call it the pity buffer. You see, kids with my flavor of autism are academically precocious but socially immature. Deadly combination. It makes you see adults as peers and children as terrifying. Let me just explain. Imagine you're an adult. See, you still have to imagine. Well, imagine you're an adult and some 7-year-old with unwaveringly forced eye contact shuffles up to you without moving their arms and says, "Did you know that Victorian people thought piano legs were scandalous, so they covered them up with tiny pantalettes?" And that's when they hit something that I call the pity buffer. They just can't bear to not forgive this kid's social mistakes, so they say something like, "That's fascinating. You're an old soul, kid." Or if they're a teacher, "Here's some academic validation you can confuse with friendship." At 12, I had no friends, but I had several old gay men who I thought considered me an intellectual equal. The kids, I would go up to some kid and say, "Did you know that Victorian people thought piano legs were fuck off?" No pity buffer there. These days, the pity buffer is back. It's just different now. I'm basically the friend who doesn't know about the second group chat. I hate it when old people tell me that it's a sign of maturity to not care what other people think. Horse shit. I think that that's just because old people can afford to be unimpressive. That's the entire concept of tenure. I have ruined several high-stakes first impressions by info dumping. Just consider my parents' dynamic. Do you know that scene in American Psycho where Patrick Bateman is about to kill his coworker with an axe, but he just pauses to fangirl about Huey Lewis on the news? That's exactly how my dad talks to my mom. About music. But as long as he's not an axe murderer, she has no way out. I have been... my dad's knowledge of 80s music has gotten me out of some tough times. Like, one time on my 17th birthday, he was driving me home, and the song Jack and Diane by John Cougar Mellencamp came on the radio. If you don't know who that is, he's what you'd get if you ordered Bruce Springsteen from Wish. When he got to the lyric, "Hold on to 16 as long as you can," my 17-year-old ass burst into tears. And my dad looked at me and said, "Ira, don't take life trajectory advice from John Cougar Mellencamp." That man became a grandfather in his 30s. That sounds biblical, doesn't it? I'm just thinking about the fact that I am older than most of the women in the Bible. Some theologians say that the Virgin Mary was 12 years old when she immaculate conceived. When I got my first period, I was terrified that God would impregnate me with the new Messiah. So I tried not to be his type. These days, I hate getting my period late as a lesbian. Every time I'm like, "You can give up on me now." Hell, I already gave up when they discontinued Zoo Pal's paper plates and took Maggie and the Ferocious Beast off the air. But just think about that. Us Gen Z kids grew up in the before time. We were here back when the bottom of the food pyramid was brains. Back when Celino and Barnes' injury attorneys were still together. And the correct response to peace be with you was, and also with you. We have seen the rise and fall of this.
Oh, God.
It's Sharpie. There's a line between nostalgia and bad taste. And the time Snoop Dogg changed his name to Snoop Lion. Think of all the things that we had which our children will never know. The Boomafoo, the Choco Taco,
God.
innocence. These days, I'm just trying to be grateful for what I have. I may not be 30, flirty, and thriving, but I am 20, cunty, and surviving. Let's see. Do you ever just wake up, remember that you arm wrestled someone, and don't remember who it was or if it ever really happened? That's how you know that your day is gonna be shit.
Careful to step up, this thing is fantabulous. You gotta love the bard.
Thank you. I know I do. All right, I'm gonna shake things up a little bit and read the text that decides my fate in the beginning. Alrighty, let's see. Does anyone in the audience have a knife on them? No? Well, I guess yes. No or yes? This is the $1 million question. Do you have a knife with you?
I think someone gets over there.
You said yes? Alright, I'll do both versions of the joke. It's fine. Okay. If yes, Mom, you came. If no, well, I guess my mom couldn't make it then. Thank you, Sydney. It's funny you gave me that joke because speaking of moms, so one of the best purchases I have ever made was a massage gun that I bought last year. My mom recently confessed to me that she one time heard me using it in the living room and thought it was a vibrator. She quickly realized it wasn't, obviously, because I used them on completely different settings. But it was just one of those moments where I realized, like, my mom is a real person and not just my mom. Because I was like, how do you know what a vibrator is? Stephanie! She also knows what furries are. And she had the audacity to ask me, how do you know what furries are? No. How do you know what furries are? This is the same woman who asked me how to get onto Disney Plus. Not what our login is, how to get onto the website that is Disney Plus. But you know what, I get it, it's alright. Disney Plus is advanced, right? It's the pro version of Disney Minus, which is digging through the $5 DVD crates at Walmart until you find a Disney movie. But you know what, I love my mom. I admire her so much, she's so funny, and I just don't think I could ever be a parent, you know? I one time hit my nipple on the door frame, and I was like, if that's what breastfeeding feels like, I don't want kids. I don't want kids. Also, apparently, they don't know how to keep their clothes on. So that's a disadvantage as well. You know, there's also some like hereditary issues that I just don't want to pass down to a child. Like, I'm lactose intolerant, and a couple weeks ago, I had a nasty confrontation with a Barb cupcake. And I was really worried that the rest of Barb was going to have a nasty confrontation with my nasty confrontation. But hey, me and the toilet, we went off without a hitch. I was like, wow, she's really good. And then after that, I decided that I wanted to try and start going dairy-free. So naturally, I caved immediately and went to a place called the Milk Bar. But you know what? The process of cutting the world's greatest pleasures out of your life is a really harsh exercise in your self-control. And my self-control has been like really busy lately, so she just hasn't had time to work out. One time I got hit on at Target. I I was cutting across the baby aisle to get the groceries. Also, let's face it, those light-up toy phones are a hell of a good time. And I was walking and I hear, "Hey, cutie pie." And I turn around, and there he is. They call him Flappy the elephant. And he's flapping his ears at me, calling me cutie pie, and I'm like... And so I give the people what they want, and I stroll on over to that handsome devil. And he has two buttons. One of them says play, and the other, or one of them says music, and the other says play. And my first kiss was with a theater boy, so I opted for the latter. And I press it, and he covers his eyes with his ears. So crazy. And then he uncovers them, and he goes, "Peekaboo is the most fun with you." Flappy, I barely know you. No, I will not marry you. Oh my God. And I looked into his eyes, his plastic, beady little eyes, and I decided it was time for me to leave. Believe it or not, I'm a virgin. And yeah, that's the best revenge story. God is saying they're a virgin. Except sex, probably, but who knows? Hey, it's okay. I am in no rush to change the status of my virginity. But sometimes I feel like the universe is. Like, I feel like they're just trying to, rub that in my face. There was one time I had been on the phone with a friend, and we hadn't gotten to talk in a while, so it was really nice. And that night, she texted me, and she said, "I love you tons, have a good night." And I typed back. I was like, "Oh, I love you too, have a good night too." And then before I hit send, another text came in. "Thanks for letting me be my kinky self." Now, I am all for letting people be their kinky self. But I didn't remember that ever coming up in our friendship, let alone the conversation we had had earlier. But whatever I had done something right. So I added to the text, "Of course! Always!" And before I hit send, another text came in. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, that was meant for my boyfriend." Now, a part of me was kind of a little upset. I was like, oh, she wasn't actually saying that she loved me, she wasn't wishing me a good night. But then another part of me was relieved, because I had really started to read into something. There was another time, another friend of mine, we had been trying to call each other, and we just kind of kept missing each other. You notice a pattern? Maybe this is just punishment for me being a bad friend. But finally, one day I called her, and she answered. And I was like really excited, so I went, "Hello?" Nothing. And I said, "Hello?" A few muffled noises, but still nothing, and then the call ended. And I was like, "Well, that was weird." And then I get a text. "Dude, I'm so sorry, I was having sex and my watch picked up." Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Oh, screw you, Lily. Meet Lily and Minor, everyone. But no, you know what? It's one of the funniest moments of my life. And honestly, I think she had it worse in that situation. Because imagine you're being intimate with your partner, and all of a sudden you hear...
My partner.
Okay, imagine you're being intimate with someone. We'll get to that later. We'll have a conversation about that later, I guess. Imagine you're being intimate with someone, and all of a sudden you hear, "Hello." Nothing ruins the mood quite like a sitcom entrance. Imagine the two main characters are like having a really serious moment, and then I'm the weird neighbor that pops up in the window like, "Hey, got any cheese?" And then after eating the cheese, "Wow, your toilet's really good." Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you.
All right, come on. All right, so sadly, Sydney didn't have more jokes for us, but they were deemed too racist for us to put on here. But if any of you guys would like to try your hand at this, then we are always open to accept more people into this group. You can find us at Call Westlands on Instagram and YouTube. Reach out. We are always happy to have more people. Our meetings kind of change from week to week, but we will keep you in the loop. And I just also want to have a big old thank you to our cameraman, Rowan, otherwise known as the Massillon Phantom. And as always, I want to thank our producers and co-chairs of Call Westlands, Sydney and Henrik. This is great. I can't end this on anything now that's Sydney. You had to cross over into the dark side. I wanted to have good jokes. This is not a face that can crack race jokes.